Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com. I don't know if you saw the last video I did on champagne. Well, this is part two. It's the first 5 I did are all sealed up with duct tape, ready for tonight. These 4 will soon be sealed up with duct tape, ready for tonight, but not before I've tasted them. So first one, actually first 2 are from Canard du Chêne. I wasn't sure which to do first. This is I think it's like a blend of a reserve, but blend of by using a selection of the best vintages, we can ensure blah blah blah. The vintage is 2004, so I had no idea how old the wines are here. They're both the same price, no difference in ambition according to that. So I thought I'll try with this one first. Charles VII. I have no idea what Charles VII did. Charles VII, wasn't he the one who invented the fluffy slipper? Let's give it a go. It smells quite rich. It's got characters like crystallised pineapple, nut brittle, yeah, bit of Montélimar type of character. And there's a cheesy toffeed character. It feels like there's quite mature wines in there, but not especially classy mature wines in there. I don't notice any élan, any vif in there. It feels quite heavy, and it's a bit of a crowd pleaser. And it's in a bottle that you think, well, whose wine rack will that fit on? Someone done by a marketing department with more, yeah, more of a budget than they have sense. It's okay. Can't get very excited about it. Yeah, let's see if the vintage is any better. So 2004 vintage. Well, this is the 3rd Canard du Chêne wine I've had in this afternoon, and all 3 of them have had this quite forward richness about them, and this feels like it's going to be exactly the same. Doesn't feel like it's going to be incredibly subtle. My favourite so far has been the basic non-vintage, which was in the previous video, which of course you'll link back to now, won't you? Now I prefer this to the Charles VII. It's got a more clean, fresh flavour. It doesn't feel like it's quite as heavy, and as a result, it carries those not necessarily fruit-forward characters well. I will unpack that phrase. It's not. Neither of them is a fruity wine. So what happens with the first one? You're left with this. You're left with richness, but really not the zestiness to support it. This one isn't quite as full-bodied, and maybe it's similar level of zestiness, but you notice crispness and freshness more here because it's not top-heavy in the way that the first one was. But neither of them floats me boat. Let's see whether Asda's own label, 2002, floats my boat, by Chanoine Frère. Have to be honest, I'm not getting a huge amount of character coming off here. If there is anything, it's like a creamy nuttiness, like nut brittle. I'm sure I said nut brittle about one of the ones before, but yeah, that type of creamy nuttiness. And there's a rich yeastiness about this. It feels like solid, honest champagne. Not remarkable. I find it a bit hollow. It feels like there's dosage, as in this added sugar, trying to mask maybe something, what people call a donut, the hole in the middle of the wine, which should be filled with flavour, but don't find it this great. Oh well, let's see whether the last one, actually the last one's, we're in a different style here. We're in demi-sec, so sweeter wine, not out and out sweet. There are a few people who make really sweet champagnes, but the level of sugar here is not enough to make it a chocolate pudding type of wine, but certainly fresh fruit, things like this go well with it. Who's the other one? People who make a really nice one. Rodra do a good one, and Clicquot. Let's try the Clicquot one. And this is much more exotic. It's like crystallized tropical fruits. So if you have your muesli to keep you regular in the morning, then you get those strange orange bits where you think, is this guava, is this papaya? But it's got that flavour, and it's like a mixture of peach and pineapple. And that sort of crystallised character is coming through when I smell it. Let's taste it. Quite a rich raisiny style there. I don't know what the average age of the wines that are used as base wines here is, but it feels quite rich and mature. It's almost as if someone has put a slug of sherry into a regular champagne, a bit of Oloroso, and you've got this walnut cake richness coming through on top of these crystallised fruit characters that you associate more with regular champagne. I mean, I actually prefer this to the Roder. I think this is quite a smart wine, and as I say, I'm going to a wedding reception later, so I don't know why people don't serve things like this with wedding cake, because regular champagne with wedding cake is just such a bad combination. This one tastes like it would go really nicely. So. But anyway, I'm going to do a toast to Jane and Jonathan because they've got married and it's their reception tonight. So here's to you. See you soon.